Want to know what a real man would tell their lady about love and life? You're in the right place. This is Hello Ladies with Rom Wills. Rom Wills is an author, speaker, and proud father. Grab some wine, sit back, and enjoy.
Hello, ladies. Welcome to my spot. You can't mold a man. And I've talked about this before, but it's one of those things I'm still seeing out there. And it actually came up to even do this subject in my last podcast to you. In fact, I was going to talk about something else today, but I said, you know what, Spirit moving me to talk about this molding thing. Because, you know, it's in the context, many women will get a guy and deep down they know he ain't shit. He don't got much, but they feel like they can mold him. Indeed, sometimes a woman, she might get a guy and he cute to her or something, and, you know, you feel like you can mold him, you know, into what you want. In fact, there was a book that I mentioned to a lady friend of mine recently. It's called Waiting to Exhale, that legendary book. Some of the older sisters on here might have remembered that book, you know, by Terry McMillan, and it was talking about, you know, basically 4 black women looking for Mr. Right. Now, in the book, one of the women, Robin, she was at this one guy. She wasn't feeling him physically. He was all into her. She wasn't feeling him physically, so she thought she was going to just mold him into what she wanted. And ladies, ultimately, that don't work. Ladies, that does not work. Because first of all, you're living a lie right there. He's not what you want. You can't mold a grown man. I don't care how weak he is, how simple she seems. You can't mold him. Now, I'm going to tell you something now. Let me give y'all some game to protect yourselves with that. Sometimes you do meet that man and he'll let you think you molding him. He'll let you think seriously, he'll go right along with it. But then you got to look at the context. Does he have a place to stay? Like you get some of those homosexuals, you know, he don't got much going on, but you got a nice house, you got a nice car and everything. You willing to spend money, he'll go along with it. You get some bum dudes out there, and I'm going to say the word bum because I don't, you know, let me be clear. Like I've said before on here, I don't promote a woman getting with a dusty. I don't promote it. I say the man need to have at least something going on for himself. That should be your minimum requirement. Like I'm saying minimum requirement. Because a man's supposed to have some sovereignty. Y'all know I promote sovereignty on my men's channel, so a man need to have his own shit. But you get some women, you know, they making a little bit of money and stuff. They like that dude, so they'll take care of him, stop buying some clothes, try to clean him up and everything. Got a Build-A-Bear project, Build-A-Boo project, right? And, you know, he'll go along. Most men will go along with it. Most men in that situation go along with it. They might need a place to stay. They don't have much going on anyway. Hell, this woman buying him some polos, you know, some Ralph Lauren, some, you know, some nice shoes, Calvin Klein suits. Shoot, most gonna go for it. Indeed. Regardless how you think about him, that's the gigolo game right there. But at least the gigolo knows he's playing a role, and the woman know the gigolo playing a role, right? But, you know, you try to mold that man, but I'm going to tell you something now. It never fails. His true self going to come out at some point, you know? It could be a situation where another woman try to jump in and mold him. I've actually know of a situation like that. You know? Another is going to try to do that, right? And, you know, he might go with that. Or he's just sitting there, he running a little con game. Because let's be real, in this thing of ours called game, everybody ain't righteous. I know a lot of content creators try to promote the righteous side, but they ain't all righteous. And some dudes just be doing that for money, like frequent game, and this is like in poor areas, right? You got some guys, they'll just get a bunch of poor women. They could be on state assistance or something, and then they just go from woman to woman. Some guys will purposely get a woman pregnant, you know, just so they have a reason to be at her house. You know, so they got different women. They got a group of women they can leech off of, and they just go house to house. I've known a couple who've done that. I'm one of those people. I've known everybody. So, he could be running that game on you, letting you think he's changing for you, and you happy. You take him around your friends, like, look what I did the build-a-boo thing. I mean, I've actually heard women talk about that. I've heard women talk about it. Heck, I had it happen to me. Even though I had some stuff going on for me, but my personality wasn't to the woman's liking, because I was like sitting back and chilled, and she thought I should have been doing this and that. She even said it, until I had to, in a forceful way, let her know it wasn't appreciated. And I even told her, I said, if you just sit back and chill, you probably like my real self. And she actually did that, and me and her cool to this day. So, but you can't mold a man. Ladies, seriously, you got to be in reality. You can't make him into what you want, because that's a fantasy. And I'm going to tell you something now. Here's an important thing to consider. When you meet that man, you're supposed to learn from him. Let me say it again, you're supposed to learn from him. You're supposed to grow. Indeed, he should be growing from dealing with you. Because I've told the men, don't deal with a woman unless she's an asset. So you should be bringing something to the table. He should be, if you're dealing with a man, he should be bringing something new to the table. Deal with a man who can show you something new. But in order for him to show you something new, you just got to let him be. Don't try to change him into what you think you want. Because he might introduce you to some new aspects of yourself. He might introduce you to some new skills. He might bring out something in you. Because a real man, he's going to be supportive of who you really are. But then if you say, you know what, I like drawing, he'd be the type of guy be whispering in your ear, say, yeah, baby, you got this. Yeah, make that art. Or, you like to cook and everything, and you might have the cooking skill to actually start a restaurant. The real man, the one you ain't trying to mold, the one you letting him be who he is, he going to be like, yeah, baby, you got that. Why don't you do that? I got your back. You'll find that you're more surprised. Like I mentioned, where this one woman is trying to mold me. She actually looked at me. It was like after she stopped all that stuff, after I had to, in forceful words, let her know it wasn't appreciated. She actually said to me, she looked at me and said, you know what? I was trying to do all this changing. I ain't really need to. I really got a lot out of being with you. Like I said, me and her cool to this day. I can hit her up and shoot the breeze and everything, because she saw my true self. See, one of the things, when you're trying to mold a man, you don't really see who's there. You see what you want to see. You see what you think you can change, or you see maybe the potential in your mind, but you're not really seeing who he is. If you look at a man, see who he is, you can learn a lot. You can find out a lot. It can help you to grow. And who he is probably better than what you thought anyway. He is so much he can do for you. And then, I know I'm saying that, but some women going to mold a man anyway. Try. He's always going to rebel. Who he is who he is. If he was a womanizing dog when you met him, and I know there's a lot of women who call themselves player tamers out there, he ain't going to change because of anything you did. If he changes, it's going to be strictly because he wanted to change. And I've told women that. I said, that dude a womanizer or something, ain't nothing you can do. You can do everything. He ain't going to change until he ready to change. And you just got to be realistic. And when he ready to settle down, trust me, when he ready to settle down and he want to settle with you, you don't have to really all you have to do is sit back and chill. He'll make the moves. But you can't force anything. Because at the deepest level, even at the deepest level, all men want to be sovereign. At the deepest level, he want to feel like he got some control and stuff, at least over himself. Maybe not over you, maybe not over his people around him, rather. But he wants to feel like he controls himself. So, even when you're trying to mold a man, you might lose out on somebody good because, you get some men who are, they'll play along. And indeed, you even get some men who even go along with it. They even play along. They'll let you mold them and you think you're doing something. And I got something to say about that in a second. But at the end of the day, he can, he can rebel against that and stuff. And then I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to tell you what, and this is one thing, ladies, and we got to be real with this part. How many times have you seen a woman actually seem like she molded a man and he went along with it? He might have been weak-minded enough to let her mold him, but then the woman don't want him afterwards. See, that's another part, too. That's the irony of it, too. I've seen a lot of situations where the man actually did go along with it. He changed up everything. All of a sudden, the woman is like, you ain't what you were when I met him. Because whatever he was when you met him, you were attracted to that, regardless, whether it was good, bad, or whatever. But then, you know what, you molded him, you took away. See, what happens is when you mold some guys, you take away the very thing that attracted you to him to begin with. Like he might have been that wild, hard partying, crazy dude out there, but that's what really attracted you. Now, you get some women, they try to change them up. I've known some women, they'd get them going to church and everything, then they don't like them anymore. But deep down, they ain't realized that it was all that wildness and the way he was that attracted them to begin with. So you actually kill the very thing that attracted you to. So, like on so many levels, you cannot mold a man. Let it go, ladies. Let it go. You know, that man is he's either somebody who's going to click with you on his natural personality or he's not. All right? So anyway, that's all I got for today, ladies. Really think about this. See, I see a lot of women get played. They play themselves trying to mold a man. It's not going to happen, ladies. All right? So anyway, I'll get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.